what they do here. First and goal. Rodgers hangs in the pocket, throwing into a lot of traffic, and it's caught for the touchdown by.
And as always, you can follow us on Twitter at First and Goal Pod. Follow the guys. Jay is at UPJ33. Dave is at Steak and Cheese. And the fantasy wonderman himself, Dillon, is at DillonBusby1. Email all your questions and comments to us at firstandgoalpodcast@yahoo.com, and you will make the show live during our mailbag segment. Again, that's firstandgoalpodcast@yahoo.com.
Turn your back on the wolf pack. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack. 3, 2, 1.
And welcome everybody to another live edition of First and Goal with me, your founder and producer, Jay Andrews. And down in Georgia, as always, your host with the most, it's Dave.
What's going on, First and Goalers? What's going on?
What's up, Dave?
Nothing, just a good, fun Tuesday and starting to get into the first part of the back stretch. For
not
the
to cut you off, but I just heard the breaking news sounder. We have an important announcement right away at the top of the show tonight. There is another member of this crew that is now a writer for Pro Football, or PackToTheFuture.com. I was just looking at that.
I just got a promotion. I didn't even know it.
It's PackToTheFuture.com joining the crew with all the other great writers. It's my friend, my partner in crime, Mr. Dave Steger.
Well, I did writing a little bit ago before I started the podcast with you, and I did okay. I was decent. I'd been trying to get better at it, and I feel I have, so I figured I'd jump back in the pool.
Dude, if I'm doing it, you can do it. Come on. Like, let's be clear about this. I mean, Jesus, for the love of Lord already. It's not like I'm no stellar damn writer. I'm just putting my thoughts through
You got good content
on my computer, and then it takes me an hour or two to try to get it to where that thing won't frown at me and tell me I'm an idiot, so I can submit it.
So what you're basically saying is you have to convert from caveman language.
Yes. No, that's actually not true. The very first article I submitted, one of the criticisms that it had to have me fix was it said that I needed to use smaller words that my readers wouldn't be able to comprehend such big words.
Well, yeah, because you got a broad spectrum of fans, man. You've got brand new fans who could see your article and jump right on. If they get long, extended words, they're like, oh, man, I don't know what that means. I don't like this article no more. So if you get the shorter words and stuff like that for newer fans and younger fans to understand, I mean, I can see that point why it does it.
No, I got it. It just caught me off guard, Dave. Look, dude, I went to English class because I had to. Okay? I was never, all my stories all were the same. If you were my English teacher for the whole year, if I had you for both semesters, by the end of the year, you're like, yeah, this isn't the exact same story, but this is the same story you turned in the last one and the last one. F. Because it still sucks, just like the last time. I just might change the names, and, they're at the mall, instead they're at the park.
You're way too hard on yourself.
All right, let's get to news updates.
All right, sounds good. Well, news updates. Big E starting off with Dillon's Eagles, not if it already wasn't causing him enough pain. They cut the longtime known Eagle there for a third stint. Jordan Matthews has been cut by the Eagles. I feel like they're playing mind games with him at this point because He was one of their better known players over the years, and I didn't think he'd get cut after this, especially with Aguilar and Alshon Jeffrey getting hurt. So.
Yeah, I don't get the Eagles this year. There's something weird about the Eagles and the Rams. And I think that's just that it's honestly the Rams, I know you can explain with the Super Bowl hangover, but I think with the Eagles, it's just kind of like how
it's confusing
because
they have
the league works. Like they were good, they had their shot, they won the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like unlike the Rams who lost in their shot, the Eagles had their 3-year run. They were good that 1 year before the Super Bowl. They were pretty close, right? And then the year they won the Super Bowl, even though they lost it, and that was Golden Magic year because they lost their starting quarterback, right? And then they make it back to the playoffs again. There's some hope. And then it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like maybe they make it to the playoffs this year. Or they're just on the fringe. But I almost feel like this thing without rebooting a big bunch of stuff is only going to go backwards from here. Like that's just kind of how the trends and cycles go, like in a 4-year cycle with teams. If you don't have that transcendent player, like that's the difference. That's why Tom Brady, that's why Drew Brees, that's why Aaron Rodgers, that's why, God dang it, like Kurt Warner like they can go places, the Brett Favres, the Peyton Mannings, and they can endure those roster overhauls without going into the tank for years. It might have one bad year, but
yeah,
they're usually pretty steady, Eddie. Carson's not that established guy yet, so I feel like they're falling victim. Now they can do stuff to change it, but I don't know, man. From what I've seen from Carson Wentz, dude, there's a lot of regression.
Past 2 games were pretty rough.
Past 4 games on tape, mechanically, it started 4 games ago, and it's eroded quickly over the last 2 games. Like, that last game was way worse than the game before. It was damn near like, who the hell is that throwing the ball? I know Dillon's, if he was here, he'd be pissed at me, but that's why I'm getting this out of the way right now.
It's just like Seattle and New England both gave that offense so many chances to come back and either tie or win those games, and they just shit the bed. That's how it was. They shit to bed, and it's sad. I mean, I hate to say it because that team is very talented when you look at it. That offensive line is not a shrub of offensive linemen. They've got running backs galore.
The receivers. Yeah.
And that's the thing. You have Ertz and Goddard. You have 2 of probably the best tight ends in the league, and they can't use them correctly. Like, the only game I saw them used correctly was Green Bay. That was it. That was the only game. And, folks, Jay has upgraded to Keystone Ice tonight, so he's sitting on the VIP lounge with the velvet rope. Literally the same basement, just with a velvet rope. That's all it is.
Hey, I can move up in the world even if it's temporarily. It's the same price, so I thought, why not? It's almost double the alcohol. And it's 16 cans instead of 12. So
get this. I found... Huh?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I found 2 more interesting facts about the Kaepernick workout. So Kaepernick the NFL gave him a maximum of 2 hours to accept the original NFL workout when the offer was made. And 2, so Kaepernick has not received a workout offer, but a wide receiver who worked out with him, who used to be in the NFL, got a workout offer.
Who was it?
I have to go look up. I didn't even know who it was. All I read earlier that is a wide receiver for him got a workout offer.
We got to find out who this guy is. I mean, come on. We're live here. This is good shit.
That's all I read earlier, and that's all I saw. It was a quick skim through on the Twitter page, and I saw that, and it made me laugh because Kaepernick's out there is making a big deal, and this one wide receiver played his butt off in the workout and got an offer. But moving on to that
was pretty good.
Former guard Centrell Henderson, who's been pretty decent for every team he's played for, and he's a free agent. He took a visit to the Ravens. The Ravens took a hit to their center, and their center is now going to IR. And that center's name is Matt Skira, and basically Central Henderson. I'm sorry, Jay, I don't know what's going on tonight. Central Henderson is going to work out for him. They visited. They're going to do a workout tomorrow.
Time out.
What?
Take a deep breath and hold it for 10 seconds.
No. Central Henderson will work out for the Ravens tomorrow. He visited the Ravens today.
Just trying to help you out, man.
More chances at a center replacement to move one of the replacement centers on the team over to fill the guard spot. Also, big changes in Pittsburgh. Mason Rudolph will not get the matchup of the rematch of the Browns next week. Duck Devlin Hodges will get the start, folks. So look out. I mean, Cleveland may get a loss here because Duck Hodges looks good. He came in for Rudolph last week. Jay, I don't know if you watched the tape, but Duck Hodges looked really good.
Well, let's put it like this. They were saying this even before. Excuse me. I had a beer burp. Excuse me. They were saying this before when Duck got in, that maybe it was better to keep him there because Rudolph really wasn't playing stellar like, oh, we got to keep him in there when he was in before he got hurt. And so it's not surprising that after he pulled – because, like, let's be real. If you and I, as, like, pretty level-headed, normal human beings, assessed that whole debacle with the Thursday night thing at the end of the game, and I'm not going to mention it too much because I'm just kind of sick of discussing it, but this is for my point anyway. What do you think his own coach and his organization thought of that? Because if our standards are such and they're $1 billion corporation, do you think they thought about it the way the knuckleheads on social media, or do you think they were probably to the extreme side of the level-headed normal people?
I think they were more towards the level-headed people on that.
That's what I think. And then when he went out there and he wasn't doing that great, and they'd already seen a kid that seemed to be just hell. Let's put. He's better.
When he started last time, he got a W.
Yeah, but he's better. And
yes, he is.
Maybe he's got like more things he needs to fix. But like I don't know. Like when I watch him, the team just functions better under him, and that as a quarterback. That's something you can't teach or force or preach. It's either there or not, okay? It's kind of a natural occurrence, or it is. It is or it isn't. And the rest of it, the mechanical stuff, he's a young quarterback, the mechanics, the reading defense, he'll get better at that or he won't. But that other thing, I think between those two, he's got the connection and the team plays better and connects better with him than knucklehead Mason Rudolph. And I think that's why you didn't hear a lot of teammates going and telling everybody and backing up the quackpots out there that were saying Mason was a victim here and did nothing wrong. His teammates weren't like, well, yeah, it was poor Mason. You didn't hear none of them say that. You know, like, it goes back to the old
I think they're patiently waiting
theory.
for Ben to get back.
Well, it's kind of the old draft day theory, right, from the movie where it's like, if none of dude's teammates were at the party, you know, what does that say about what they think about the quarterback? If nobody else speaks and kind of says, yeah, that was bullshit, poor Mason on his team, without saying anything, it's saying something.
Agreed.
And when the head coach calls the other quarterback by his nickname, put the lock on it, it's done deal. Tomlin is calling him Duck at the press conference. When have you ever heard a coach in a professional football league at a press conference call a quarterback by his nickname? Like,
true. I'll give you that.
That's saying something. And I'm not saying like he's this stellar great quarterback. They're saying something.
They're saying something.
And we have Dillon finally joining us. He's a little late. Doesn't have his headphones in yet, but...
Oh, I don't. What's up, Fantasy World? What's up, First and Goalers?
He's smiling. That's a good thing.
You can't hear me?